They're not getting it. Additional, I would have expected them to get the additional child tax credit on 928, but they are not. And the child tax credit or credit for other dependents. Okay, child tax credit is usually here on form 8812. Form 8812. Now, if we can, let's see. Okay, so if we can verify this return, there's an error. This information is required. Now, to verify the return is to fix any of these warnings or these red marks here. Let's find out what is needed now. Are they going to sign? The date when they are going to sign is today. 01. So yeah, so okay, we got that taken care of. So here, what is the refund type? The refund type is either they can get a check from the IRS, or they can it can be deposited to their account. We don't have their account, so they're going to get a check from the IRS. Okay, so we put a 1 for getting a check from the IRS. You must correct your preparation fee directly from the taxpayer. So you're being warned before you let them sign, get that fee from them. So now call them, tell them, hey, this is how much you're getting. I need to send it to you. So can you send me this amount of money? Okay. And you must correct. So, and you can find out how much they are owing here on the invoice. Okay, and it's not loading. So I have to work on that so that it can load the fee. Yeah, I'll have to take care of that. Say you're paying 295. We can put it there direct. 295. So plus the $17 and the $5 for remote. $17 is for technology fee. So client data also needs action. So here, we forgot to put this. Here now, this is yes and yes. Okay. So verify again. So this is what you're going to be doing. Once you complete your return, you have to verify, go through all these warnings. We have to fix them. We are viewing and fixing them. Now on the 1040 is a question we need to answer. There's a question. So you click on that, it will take you to the question. It's asking you, at any time during 2023, did you receive as a reward, award, or payment for property or services, or sell, exchange, gift, otherwise dispose of a digital asset? This is like Bitcoins and these other digital assets, Ethereum and all that. Were you paid that way? So say no if you ask the taxpayer. Actually, you don't answer. You ask the taxpayer. So another one we have is a business income exists that could require new BOI filing. Okay, let's see what that means. Beneficial ownership information required. There's a new one. Beneficial ownership information required. Reporting rule. Small entity compliance. Okay. To acknowledge the verify. So you have to acknowledge the beneficial ownership information report from FinCEN. Review the small business guide at the link below to determine whether you must submit this report. This report is not part of your income tax return and must be filed at the FinCEN website. This is new. As of January 1, 2024, certain businesses must file a beneficial ownership information report with FinCEN. Review the small business guide at the link below to determine whether you must submit this report. This report is not part of your income tax return. Okay, let's find out what that means. Small entity compliance guide. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. The reporting requirements discussed in this guide are not in effect until January 1, 2024, where that's where we are now. No reports will be accepted prior to that date. Entities required to report will be able to do so on or after January 1, 2024. Okay, revised language throughout to incorporate extension of reporting timeline for reporting companies created on after January 1, 2024, before January 1, 2025, and miscellaneous. Is my company a reporting company? Is my company exempt from reporting requirements? What happens if my company does not report? Be beneficial in the requirement time frame. Who is a beneficial owner? Okay, so I will request you to do your due diligence and do Google. Go ahead and Google for the BOI report. Because there's a lot of information we can't read right now. So that this is new. That is a new thing they have come up with. So, and it's not part of the tax return. So this is for FinCEN. Usually, FinCEN is used for financial companies, or people who send money. That's what they report. They have to report using this. So, but we will find out. Maybe maybe they have made some changes. Find out about that. Okay. So okay. Let me see this. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and verify. So we are going to mark that we are verified, but each one of us is going to go and check which companies are allowed to do that, or which ones are supposed to report. Case schedule E should be blank somewhere, or that one should be blank. Okay. Okay, so it will tell you the errors that you have. So the code, this one QBI indicator, QSN, Q means it's qualified. It's a business that is qualified to get a credit. Okay, so schedule E, page 1, required missing information. Okay, let's find out what is that. So qualified for Safe Harbor, acquired this year. Is it a Safe Harbor? No, let's say no. Not a Safe Harbor. Safe Harbor are businesses that are used to, sometimes people use even rentals as Safe Harbor so that they don't pay a lot of taxes. Okay, now this is Form 8867. You have to answer these questions. You have to answer them. Did you complete the return based on the information for tax year 2023 provided by the taxpayer? Yes. Okay. If the credits are claimed, did you? Okay, we are going through that. So if credits are claimed, did you complete the applicable EICs, CTC, child tax credit, EICs and income credit, SCTC, ODC worksheets found in 1040? Yes. Okay. So where there is the red is where that's what you mark. Did you satisfy the knowledge requirement? To meet the knowledge requirement, you must do both of the following: interview the taxpayer, ask questions, document the taxpayer's response to determine that the taxpayer is eligible to claim the credit. You say yes, you are aware. Did any information provided by the taxpayer or third party for use in the preparing the tax return information reasonably known to you appear to be incorrect, incomplete, or inconsistent? No. Okay. So we go to where, did you satisfy the record retention requirement? You're supposed to retain the documents that they gave you for 3 years, 3 to 5 years. Did you satisfy the record retention requirement? To meet the record retention requirement, you must keep a copy of your document reference in 4B. 4B, okay. In 4B, a copy of this Form 108867, a copy of any applicable worksheet, a record of how, when, and from whom the information used to prepare 8867, and any applicable worksheet was obtained, a copy of any document provided by the taxpayer that you relied on. Determine eligibility to the credit, and or head of household filing status to figure the amount and the credit. Yes. We put an X there. Number 6, did you ask the taxpayer whether he or she could provide documentation to substantiate eligibility for the credit and head of household filing status and the amount of the credit claimed on the return if his or her return is selected for audit? Yeah, you must ask them. Okay. Did you ask the taxpayer if any of these credits were disallowed or reduced in a previous year? Sometimes if they claimed the wrong credit, it's disallowed. It can be disallowed. So did you? Yes. Okay. So have you determined each qualifying person for the CTC, ACTC, ODC is the taxpayer's dependent who is a citizen, national, or resident of the US? Yes. Okay. Then number 11, did you explain to the taxpayer that they may not claim the CTC, child tax credit, advanced child tax credit, if the taxpayer has not lived with the child for over half of the year, even if the taxpayer has supported the child, unless the child's custodial parent has released a claim to the exception? So they can't claim a child if they didn't live with the child. Did you explain to the taxpayer the rules about claiming the CTC, ACTC, ODC for a child of divorced or separated parents or parents who live apart, including any requirement to attach a Form 83, 32, or similar statement? Okay. Yes. Then we go to this number 14. Have you determined that the taxpayer was unmarried or considered unmarried on the last? In order for you to claim a head of household, the reason why we are having all these questions, in order for you to claim head of household, you must be either divorced, unmarried, when you are claiming kids. Okay, if you are married, you cannot claim a head of household status. You cannot. Okay. You cannot. You have to file either married filing separately or married filing jointly. Okay, number 14, number 15. Do you satisfy that all the questions on this form 8867 are, to the best of your knowledge, true and correct? Okay, so the rest of it, the 8867, you can read yourself. We can't just go through it. We have the school records or statement or healthcare provider. For these little kids, maybe we cannot say school records because they are not in schools. So what we need is a healthcare provider statement from the parent, okay? All right. So let's verify the return. Okay, we have only one warning. And did not rely on the documents, made notes. You can also make notes if you don't have the documents. As you ask them questions, they answer, you can make notes, okay? And the return has been verified and successfully. So that return is ready for you to send it to me to make sure the return is good, okay? Otherwise, you have any questions? We have done Schedule C today, we have done Schedule E, and we have also done 2441, okay? We have done Schedule E, we have done 8867. So, all right, do you have any questions? Okay, I see like there is a question here. No questions. My mic isn't working for some reason. That's Daniel. Okay, Daniel. No questions. So guys, that's it for today. So we are going to do. If you guys can just go back, I'll send the link for the recorded. If you can, if you feel you want to go back and listen to it again for you to understand, go ahead and listen to it. So we'll also go. We'll do the Schedule F on Thursday. Then we'll also complete the other returns. We'll make sure that every return is verified and we understand. We'll go through the forms that will have been produced on this left-hand side so that we can understand the returns better. Okay? Otherwise, you all have a good night. Let's meet on Thursday. Thank you for being patient.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.